This is EFTM, everything for the man. Motoring, everything for the man.
Welcome to EFTM. I'm Trevor along with me, Chris Bowen. We're here inside the Nissan GTR Premium Edition. Mate, $190,000 plus on roads and whatnot. This is a pretty interesting experience.
Who's counting?
I don't think you count at that level, do you?
No, I'm counting some of the figures. We're talking about 404 kilowatts of power. A lot of torque, over 600 Newton meters. And Trev, isn't this a frustrating car to drive around streets where there's, well, speed limits?
Yeah, look, we've been driving it for a week, actually, just in our normal day-to-day lives. And there's no doubt that it's not really a great commuter car.
No.
Even though it's actually very comfortable to sit in. To be honest, much more comfortable than I thought it was. The interior isn't set out like a, stripped back sports car. It's very nice to sit in. And frankly, the number one thing you notice with this car is the steering. I think it's just so direct, it sticks to the ground. That aside from the power, that when you put your foot down, mate.
Well, the power is absolutely explosive. I must say, though, there's an example of it. Thanks for that, Trev. I am becoming accustomed to that thrust. But we'll display and showcase launch control in just a moment. It's called R mode, and we'll throw Trevor in the passenger seat. We'll check out his reaction. But you're right. Around town, it can be a bit of a cruiser. I'm not sure your grandma would want to take it down to the local Westfield and do the shopping on the weekends. But it's hard to live with on lesser roads. Potholes are a major problem. Speed humps, driveways. It scrapes at any hint of some sort of incline.
Yeah, it does. So what we've done is we've taken it to a place where we can actually have a little bit of fun with it, and also test those things like launch control, which you really shouldn't be doing on the public road. So, it's a different experience to be out here actually being able to feel the traction that this car has. I think that when you look at the most important things about this car, traction and acceleration, it's just, both of them are stunning and probably class leading.
Well, almost world class. I mean, there aren't many cars out there that compete with this in terms of sheer explosive off the mark speed and its ability to stick to the ground like blue tack. Obviously the four-wheel drive system comes into play. It's really a massive safety issue really on this car. If this was rear wheel drive, it'd be an absolute menace and evil machine to negotiate.
It is. That's the thing. You don't feel loose at all. Mm-hmm. You just feel stuck. And when it's coming unstuck, well, I haven't felt that, thankfully.
Well, just for a moment, and I thought we may be coming unstuck. But look, you can push this machine to a level that no other car can be pushed. But those who are brave enough really need to have the balls and the ability to be able to do that.
Yeah, look, I've got to be honest, there's no way I'm brave enough.
No, no. Considering it's on our car and we haven't paid for it, we won't be attempting.
Nah. We've pushed the button a bit, we've pushed the limit a bit here and there, but there's no way we've felt what this thing can really feel in the hands of a really experienced driver, which is the number one thing that we're not.
Yeah.
We've had a go.
Yeah. Aside from all the remarkable engineering traits that this car employs, there's also a pretty sensational centre screen here, a multi-function display, that it's almost, I liken it to a computer game, some of the readouts it gives you on the run. There's 10 screens that show you things like engine temp, coolant temp, turbo boost, G-forces, the way the steering wheel is being tilted. It's not something that you can record and check back later.
Which is probably one of the silliest things about it, really, isn't it? Because as a driver, you're not looking at the steering graph or the acceleration graph. The passenger, I guess you might, but who's looking at that as a passenger? Yeah. But if you could download that data and just have a look at it, it might make a big difference, especially for people that take this thing to a track day or something.
Absolutely. Look, it's a massive novelty, and considering you just took a corner at about 100, even though it was signposted as 30, I don't think you'd be glancing at the screen to see what your G-forces are.
And let's be clear, we're not on a public road right
Absolutely
now. So
not.
the sounds you hear of the acceleration, we're not on a public road, so there's nothing illegal about what we're doing. There's something funny about testing basically a supercar like this. This has got a big boot. I took this to Woolworths and got heaps of shopping in.
They call it the golf bag test. It would definitely accommodate a golf bag. There's no doubt about it.
It's a very small
it's deep, very
boot,
deep.
but it's deep. And so the entrance is quite small. So getting big things in, even though the volume's there, it's actually not that easy. But a big boot surprised me a lot. The back seats are a complete not a waste of time. I don't know why they're even there. They're there. There's seat belts. But I have no idea on earth why they're there, because I took my 6-year-old for a run with someone in the passenger seat, and there was no leg room, when we had the seat forward.
They're also dissected by 2 subwoofers, so anyone who was sitting back there would get blown away with the severe amount of Bose bass that this sound system can produce. Look, Trev, overall, as you can see, as we're around a series of chicanes, it doesn't get much better than this. You can't have any more fun sitting down than this. Just try and do it legally if you own one. Most owners will take these to the track on a weekend. Good luck with the servicing cost, because replacing brakes is quite extraordinary, and it takes a myriad amount of fluids to keep this thing going. So if that's what you're into and you've got 190 grand up your sleeve, which mind you is a pretty good deal considering the performance you get, I'd be going for it. It's one of the best cars on earth.
Rightio, I've had a bit of a fang. We've done our thing. Let's wrap it up with a bit of launch control. You come over, take the wheel. I'll experience it for the first time. I haven't seen or heard launch control happen. You have? Let me have a look.
He'll either laugh, cry, or scream.
All right. So now to initiate this launch control of which you speak, we need to start toggling the R buttons.
That's correct. All the R buttons need to go red. So we hit up on the transmission R. We put up the dampening onto R. Now, the all-important R mode, launch control, whatever you want to call it. Now, it's simply a matter of putting your foot firmly on the brake and flooring the accelerator. It'll rev automatically up to 4,000 revs. It'll hold it there, take your foot off the brake, and away she goes. So, Trev.
All right, Bowen.
Welcome to your first R mode launch control.
Okay, you win. That is something very special.
And you know what? I mean, even as a driver, you are hanging on for dear life, and you can feel all four wheels thrusting you forward, but the grip is still there. There's no sign of slippage. I mean, obviously traction control was still on in that situation, but do that in any other car at that sort of acceleration, the wheels are going to lose traction.
And you know what's most interesting to me about that? We've been driving this all week, and I've been banging it here and there. I've felt that thrust. So the thrust that you've just had off the corner, I felt that. It's nothing like what happens with that launch control. That is unbelievable, and that is the Nissan GTR.
There it is.
This is EFTM, everything for the man.